Welcome everybody to Craft's Energy. My name is Truth. If this is your first time to the channel, please check out some other videos. I am going to try to post more videos about playing strategies, and this is at the request of a viewer. Although I don't consider myself to be an expert in the game, I'm still learning and I'm still just trying to get comfortable with the game. Before I get started with this video, I do want to answer a question from a viewer. Viewer Jackson 711247. His question to me was, how do I bet when I'm rolling? And I'm assuming that this question came as a result of watching a video and seeing all the numbers that I was able to shoot. And so my answer is this, Jackson. I am really, really, really afraid of the dice. Like literally, the dice scares me. A lot of times I come into the casino, I'm really, really nervous. And I'm still trying to get comfortable with the dice. Now, I've had a lot of people to tell me that I am one of the best shooters in the casino that I frequent, which I'm not even sure what that means. But I tend to make a lot of people money and not make myself a lot of money because I am afraid of the dice. And that's something that I have had to work on as I get comfortable with the game. The more I learn, the more comfortable I get, the more things that I try, just so that I can make myself money. So what tends to happen is, well, before I would have other people to place my bets for me, so I could just focus on shooting the dice. Now that I am a little more comfortable with the dice, I will make bets on myself, typically a 6 and 8 or 5 and 6. And the more numbers I throw, you know, I tend to expand my bets to other numbers, and so that's kind of where I'm starting. And it's funny that you should ask that question, though, because today I'm going to talk about strategies of other players that I've seen, that I have somewhat learned from, and will try from time to time, either when I'm shooting or when I'm not shooting. So I appreciate your question. Thanks for tuning in and subscribing. I really appreciate you, Jackson. All right, so let's get into the video. So today, as I stated, I wanted to talk a little bit about strategies of players that I've seen that have helped me to learn and understand the game. So let's go. Let's try this again. We're on a $15 table. This is the Jimmy No Kimmel. And the point is not a point. CO gonna come out. So let's see if we can get us a point. And aces. Is this a sign that I'm gonna have a good time tonight when I hit the casino? Because I'm gonna go. All right. Let's see if we can get us a point. All right, points 4. All right, the point's 4. So with the Jimmy No Kimmel, he is going to place bets that are not in the field. Let's start with the 5 and 6. I guess sometimes it could be a 6 and 8, 5 and 6, or 5 and 8. It just depends on the point. And then he's going to get a $15 field bet. And he's going to hop the 4s and 10s for $1 each. Now the goal is to cover as much as the board as possible at the least expense until you can get all the way across the table. Alright, so that was a yo. The hop 10s loses, but the field pays. So, at this point, I don't believe he's comfortable enough with the rolling of the dice. So he's going to take his winnings. He's going to go back on his hops. He's got an $11 profit so far. Put that over there. Alright. And that's a 12. So guess what? 12 pays double in the field. Loses is 4 and 10. But now he has enough for a bet. So he's going to get an 8. Now he's covered. And he's going to go back on his hops. So the hops, $1 change. Alright. Alright. So hop 4s and 10s. The 5, 6, 8 is covered. That field bet. That covers everything else that's not in the field. And here we go. Now again, the strategy is to get all the way across the table. And that's the 5. So, both the field loses and the hot bet loses. But the 5 pays 21. So we are going to get us a 9. And we are going to hop the 4s and 10s. So at this point, we don't need to be in the field because the only thing that's not covered are your horn numbers. So, as long as the shooter keeps shooting, we're in business. And that's the 3 crap. And if we had been in the field, we would have won, or if we had got us a C&E. So we're going to go back on the hops, 4s and 10s, $1 change. And we're going to keep betting. And I also believe that the goal is to, that's a 6, to try to get all the way across the table with as little money as possible. So the 4s and 10s loses, but the 6 pays 21. And at this point, we're going to buy the 10 for 20. And we're not going to worry about the 4. So at this point, I believe Jimmy wants the shooter to keep shooting so that he can start pressing. And I believe that Jimmy will do a full press. That was an ace deuce. And that was a 6. So we're going to do a full press on the 6. So the 6 pays 21. And we want to take that 6 to 36. Jimmy gets $3 change. And another 3 crap, which is my favorite number. I have the 3 tattooed on my chest. All right. Now, I've seen Jimmy take his numbers to, and that's an 8. I've seen Jimmy take his numbers all the way up to about 900. All right, so the 8 pays 21, and I need some change here. Well, we're going to give Jimmy $3 change, and we're going to press this to 36. And let's make this 36 too, so I'll have some red. All right. And that's the 10. So the 10 pays double. We're going to collect 40. We're going to throw the $1 for the VIG. And we are going to take that 20 to 35. So we're going to pay another $1 for the VIG. Because we want that $35, we want to flip that to 100 so we can get 300 on the next payout. Well, 200. And that's a 9. 9 pays 21. We're going to take that 9 to, let's see, a 30. We're going to take that 9 to 25, 30, 35. Let's take the 9 to 35. All right, I'm going to keep shooting. And we got the 10. So $35 10 on the buy pays 70. We're going to flip it. Let's use some green. I'm going to take that 10, that $35 10 to 100. And we want that 10 to come back. Now remember, we're still looking for the 4. And that's the 5. So we got 15 on the 5. It pays 21. We are going to take this 5 to 35. Jimmy gets that. And shooter is still shooting. And we got a 4. That's the winner. Alright, now at some point I believe Jimmy would have gotten the 4. He would have placed the 4 too. But I don't know when. I mean, I think it gets a little tricky once he gets across the board. So I don't know exactly all of what he does. But I do know that he leaves a lot of money out on the table because he's trying to get these people. All right, and that's the 7. I'm going to come out. And the point is a 9. Now again, I don't know what Jimmy does when he plays. I don't know if he moves the 9 or if he splits the 9, or if he pulls anything down, he probably leaves it to see, you know, if something hits, then he'll get the 4 and he'll be all the way across. So I'm just going to pretend like I'm Jimmy for today, and I'm going to play the way I would play, or the way I think he would play if he was on this row. All right. We got a 5. So a $35 5 pays, $35 5 pays 50 for one, maybe, I don't know. I'll have to double check. Okay, so with this, we are going to buy the 4. So I need to give $2. All right, so I'm on everything. Well, Jimmy's on everything. And we are just going to get these people. And that's the 4, bought the 4 just in time. So I'm going to pay the bid $2. I'm going to collect 100. And I'm going to take it to 100. So I'm going to pay them another $2. Could be 3, could be 2. I'm not really sure. I'm still a rookie. So I got 100 on the 4, 100 on the 10. Everything is pressed up. I'm just looking for the shooter to keep going. And that's a 9 winner. So we're going to pay, let's pay 54. I'll have to double check my math after we're all done. So far the shooter has hit a 9 and has hit a 4. I got a 12 on the come out. We got another 4 point. It came hard, and I always hop the hard 4 after 12. I don't know why, but this is why. I don't know. When you watch the dice as much as I do, you start to see these patterns. All right, so at this point, we just want the shooter to keep shooting so that we can start collecting. All right, that's an 8. $36 8 pays 42. And we're going to press it to 42. At some point, you got to start collecting. Now, depending on the type of mood Jimmy's in and what kind of day he's having, I don't think he start collecting till he's collecting 200 plus. All right, and that's aces. So we are looking for the 4. Ooh, and that's the 12. My shot was a little off. I could feel it coming out too soon. And it came out a little harder than I'm used to. Or a little harder than I try to. Alright, still shooting for the 4. Let's go, shooter. Keep shooting. We got aces. Wow. 12 and aces. A lot of 12s and aces on the table. I wonder if that's what my energy is like today. So I'll see later when I get to the casino. And that's the 7. Oh, wow. So at some point, you got to start collecting. That's just my feeling. You have players like Jimmy that they're trying to get the casino for as much as they can. So, you know, you got to think that he only started out with 33, 43, 48, 52 bucks. 52 bucks, and he got all that across the table. So I guess in some ways it works. Some ways, you know, I think where you could use this strategy is if you, like for example, for me, I've tried to use this strategy before, but my thing is, once I get so much on the table, I'm going to bring it all down to the minimum. So if Jimmy had brought all this down to the minimum, let's see. Let's see how much he could collect. All right, so we got, let's do a $20 buy on a 10. A $20 buy on the 4. And then we got 66 in. So we will be collecting 100, 200, 35, 40. We're collecting $240 off that roll. Plus what we collected over here. Oh my goodness, let's see. $100, 200, 300, 400, 15, 19, $419 off that roll. And you started with 52 bucks. So I would say that if you could do that every roll or often enough, you could leave with some money, and you'll have enough money to play with to catch a really good roll. So I would say that the Jimmy No Kimmel is the